Hi, readers. So you've been reading with fascination, noticing details, asking questions, predicting what your books are going to teach about, and recognizing your own confusion, and then working to clear it up. You'll be able to read like this for the rest of your lives. I'm so eager to share with you more about nonfiction reading. So, in today's lesson, we're going to have a chance to go deeper into the work of nonfiction reading, starting with something that is very important. It's actually crucial for all nonfiction readers, and that is finding the big idea in nonfiction texts. So these big ideas in nonfiction texts have different names. Sometimes you might hear it called the main idea, a central idea, a gist, or even occasionally it might be referred to as the argument. All of those names mean basically the same thing. These are the ideas that the author most wants to teach you. And here's the thing, most of the time, authors don't jump right out and say, here it is, a central idea. Nope, they don't do that. They leave you breadcrumbs along the way, and you have to figure it out. So today, we're going to learn one way that we can go about figuring out the central idea. Let's get started. So today I want to teach you that there are specific places in a text to help a nonfiction reader figure out the central idea. The first part is the start of the section. And then the second part are the text features that go with that section. So with that in mind, our I can statement today is I can find a central idea by studying the beginning section of a text and its text features. Are you ready to try this work? So I thought we'd try this today with mummies, and I specifically pulled a section called man-made mummies that we're going to do this together. So I'd like you to watch me first as I study the start of this section and the text features to help me figure out what the main idea or central idea might be. So here we go. Watch me do this work. Man-made mummies. For thousands of years, people have made mummies. Many cultures believed that a person's spirit lives on after death. Okay, I'm going to stop right there because those lines at the start of this section already give me a good idea of what this part might be about. So I think it has something to do with why people made mummies. Now, let's see what the text features on this page might tell us. So looking at the text features box, I notice that there's a word in the word wrap, and it's culture. And a culture is a group of people who share beliefs and customs. I'm going to put all those things together to come up with a central idea. It helps to say the central idea in a sentence. So here we could say something like, some people made their dead into mummies because that's part of their culture's beliefs. Now, I'm going to read on from this section, and as I do, I want you to think about whether our theory about the main idea of this part holds up. What details in this section support that central idea? All right, let's keep reading. For thousands of years, people have made mummies. Many cultures believe that a person's spirit lives on after death. They thought spirits might need things in their next life. That's why mummies were sometimes buried with weapons, jewelry, food, or even mummies of favorite pets. Okay, interesting. So I would like you to decide, did that part fit with our main idea? So let's look. when I look at this section right here, does it fit with my main idea? Some people made their dead into mummies because that's part of their culture's belief. I think that part gives us a detail about culture's beliefs that people thought spirits might need things in their afterlife. So that definitely fits with our main idea. Let's keep going. Different cultures had their own ways of making mummies. Some dried the bodies with sand or smoke. Others used chemicals to preserve bodies. All right, so what do you think? Do you think this part fits in still with our central idea? Yep, I think that this part fits well with our central idea too. And this time it actually gives me a detail about how the people made mummies. All right, so readers, to review, one way to find a central idea is to study the beginning of a section and the text features. Then we're going to use those to come up with our central idea. And then as we continue to read on, we're going to see if the details in that part fit with our central idea. Are you ready to try this work? So what I'd like you to do is read this section. And I want you to think, what is a possible central idea for this part? And do the details in this section fit with your central idea? And if they do, what are the specific details that are going with your central idea? All right, so you guys had some really great ideas as possible central ideas for this part. My central idea that I came up with were the Chinchorros were an ancient culture who believed in mummifying their dead. So all of the details in this section fit with that main idea, including how old the Chinchorros mummies are, who they mummified, and how they did it. So readers, this work of determining what the author wants us to think or know about the information isn't just something we try once and forget. This is really crucial work to do from now on anytime you read a nonfiction book or website or listen to a lecture. It can really help to study the beginnings of sections and text features to think, what are the most important details here? So by now, you should be able to answer the question, I can find a central idea by studying the beginning section of a text and its text features. How do you feel about that now that we've done one together? So for today's anchor chart, I'd like you to find main ideas by studying intros and text features. Now, you're going to have lots of choices to make about what you're going to work on, but I would like you to try this piece of work in your text today. Off you go, readers.